This $17 bottle of snail slime built a skincare empire worth over $100 million. And today, I am going to show you exactly how they did it. In 2013, Cosrx was just another Korean startup with a crazy idea, putting 96% snail mucin in a bottle and convincing the world to put it on their faces. Fast forward to 2024 and they are in over 35 countries, dominating social media and living billion-dollar beauty companies scrambling to copy their formula.
But here is the thing, this is not just a story about skincare. This is a masterclass in modern marketing. And by the end of this video you will understand the exact strategies they use to go global. Hey everyone, I am Banashri, and if you are new here, this channel is all about breaking down the marketing strategies behind the world's most successful brands. We dive deep into case studies like this one to uncover the tactics you can actually use in your own business.
If that sounds valuable to you, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. I will post new case study videos every day. Now, in today's deep dive, we are going to cover 7 key strategies that powered Cosrx's global success. We will look at their product innovation, their digital-first approach, how they built a community of millions, and the exact tactics they used to expand internationally. I have also included timestamps in the description, so you can jump to any section that interests you most. But trust me, you will want to watch this whole thing because the real magic happens when you see how all these strategies work together. Let's start with the problem Cosrx identified back in 2013. The Korean beauty industry was exploding globally, but there was a major issue: complexity. Korean skincare routines involve 10, sometimes 15 different products. Western consumers were intrigued but overwhelmed. They wanted the results but not the confusion. That is when Jun Sang-han founded Cosrx with a radical idea: what if you could get better results with fewer, more effective ingredients? The company name itself tells the story: cosmetics plus RX, as in prescription level effectiveness. Their philosophy was simple: maximum 10 ingredients per product, focus on proven actives, and make it affordable. While other brands were adding more steps, Cosrx was subtracting, and that made all the difference. Here is where their first brilliant strategic decision comes in. They went completely digital from day one. No physical stores, no massive retail investments, just direct-to-consumer online sales. This did 3 crucial things. First, it kept their overhead incredibly low. Second, it gave them direct access to customer feedback. And third, it allowed them to test and iterate quickly without the constraints of traditional retail. But the real genius was in their pricing strategy. They positioned themselves as affordable luxury premium ingredients at accessible prices. That $17 snail essence. Competitors were charging $50 to $80 for similar concentrations. This pricing strategy was not just about being cheaper, it was about removing the barrier to trial. When someone's curious about putting snail slime on their face, $17 feels like an experiment. $60 feels like a commitment. Now let's talk about the product that changed everything: the advanced snail 96 mucin power essence. This was not just another moisturizer, this was a conversation starter. The key was the concentration: 96% snail secretion filtrate. Most competitors were using 20 to 30%. Cosrx went all in, and here is the thing about snail mucin: the science actually backs it up. Studies show it helps with wound healing, hydration, and skin barrier repair. But let's be honest, the weirdness factor was part of the appeal. People talked about it because it was unusual. I am putting snail slime on my face became an instant conversation starter. In marketing, sometimes being weird is better than being ignored. Kosaksh did not stop with snail mucin. They systematically expanded into other trending ingredients that Western audiences were starting to discover. Their BHA Blackhead Power Liquid tapped into the growing awareness of chemical exfoliation. Instead of harsh scrubs, they offered gentle acids that actually worked. Then came Centella Asiatica for sensitive skin, and Niacinamide for pore care. Each product launch followed the same formula: proven ingredients, minimal formulation, maximum concentration, affordable price. What is brilliant about this strategy is that each product solved a specific skin concern while maintaining brand consistency. They were not just launching products, they were building a skincare ecosystem. Here is where Kosaksh's marketing strategy gets really interesting. Instead of traditional advertising, they chose education. Their early Instagram posts were not product shots, they were ingredient breakdowns, skin science explanations, and routine guides. This approach did something powerful: it built authority before asking for sales. When you teach people something valuable, they start to trust you. And in skincare, trust is everything. By 2017, they had over 1 lakh engaged followers who were not just customers, they were educated advocates who understood why these products worked. But the real explosion happened when Kosaksh cracked the YouTube code. They started partnering with skincare influencers, but not in the typical sponsored way. They sent products to creators like James Welsh, Gothmista, and eventually Heram. But here is the key: they let these creators give honest reviews. No scripts, no requirements, just try this and tell your audience what you think. The results speak for themselves. When Heram reviewed their products to his 4 million subscribers, the authentic enthusiasm was impossible to fake. These were not ads, they were genuine recommendations from trusted voices. This strategy of product seeding without strings attached created something traditional advertising cannot: authentic word of mouth at scale. Then came 2020, and TikTok changed everything. The slugging trend, applying a thick layer of snail mucin as the final step of your routine, exploded across the platform. Slugging hit 500 million views. Hashtag snail mucin reached 200 million. And here is what genius about Kosaksh's response: they did not try to control the narrative. They embraced it. Instead of pushing branded content, they participated in the conversation naturally. They created educational content around slugging, partnered with dermatologists to validate the practice, and let the community drive the trend. The result: Kosaksh became synonymous with slugging, without having to pay for a single TikTok ad. When Kosaksh began expanding beyond Korea, the brand did not choose the typical celebrity-driven, big-budget route. Instead, it followed a data-first market entry model. Kosaksh studied search patterns, acne-related conversations, and ingredient-driven queries across the US, Southeast Asia, and Europe. By identifying markets where consumers were already searching for solutions like snail mucin, AHA, BHA, and low irritation formulas, Kosaksh entered countries with pre-existing demand. This minimized risk and maximized efficiency. The brand did not push products, it simply appeared where people were already asking for them. Global expansion usually comes with heavy localization. Kosaksh did the opposite: minimal localization, maximum consistency. Instead of changing packaging or formulas, Kosaksh maintained the same clean, clinical aesthetic, ingredient-first naming and problem-solution messaging. But localization came through content, not product changes. In the US, Kosaksh partnered with dermatology YouTubers. In Southeast Asia, the brand pushed acne care routines and humid weather skin concerns. In Europe, the focus shifted to sensitive skin and ingredient transparency. Kosaksh remained the same brand everywhere but spoke differently depending on who was listening. Kosaksh's global success was built on a simple truth: digital platforms scale better than physical stores. The brand prioritized online retail first. Amazon, Shopee, Lazada, YesStyle integrated data tracking, understanding what each region buys in real time. Creator-led education using trusted local influencers before entering retail stores. Social listening, monitoring Reddit, TikTok, and Instagram comments to understand product gaps. Only after establishing strong digital demand did Kosaksh partner with physical retailers like Ulta, Watsons, and Olive Young Global. This digital-first, retail-second strategy became the backbone of its international expansion. Before Kosaksh became a global bestseller, it was already viral where it mattered most Reddit skincare communities. Skincare Addiction, Asian Beauty, and Skincare Addiction UK became Kosaksh's unofficial marketing departments. The brand did not push ads. Instead, it won organically because the products were simple and effective. Community members shared before-after photos. Recommendations were honest, not sponsored. Reddit became the birthplace of Kosaksh's trust movement. Kosaksh built one of the strongest YouTube ecosystems in the beauty category. The brand collaborated with dermatologists, cosmetic chemists, skincare reviewers, routine creators instead of traditional ads. Kosaksh invested in educational storytelling. Snail mucin was not sold as a trend, it was explained scientifically. This created a library of evergreen videos that still drive millions of views and product conversions worldwide. On Instagram, Kosaksh adopted a community-first approach, not a brand-first one. They leveraged tools like user-generated routine posts, acne journey highlights, reels explaining ingredients in under 15 seconds, community polls for new product ideas, feature pages for customer transformations. Instagram became Kosaksh's visual diary, celebrating real skin, real texture, and real results, a message that resonated deeply with Gen Z. When the pandemic hit, many beauty brands struggled due to retail shutdowns. Kosaksh, however, adapted instantly. Key pivots included prioritizing e-commerce and increasing global stock availability, creating mask acne content, and positioning products as maskne solutions, collaborating with creators stuck at home, using remote content formats, leveraging TikTok and Reels to boost organic virality. Instead of being disrupted by COVID-19, Kosaksh used the moment to rise. As more K-beauty brands entered the global market, Kosaksh did not compete with flashy marketing. It doubled down on high-performance ingredients, low irritation formulas, community feedback loops, innovation from real customer complaints and requests. When competitors tried copying Kosaksh's simplicity, Kosaksh stayed ahead by being transparent, science-backed, and community-validated. The Kosaksh formula can be summarized in 3 pillars: community over commercials, ingredients over influencers, education over entertainment. This approach did not just create customers, it created loyal advocates. Kosaksh's rise shows that future beauty brands won't win with celebrity endorsements or giant budgets. They will win by listening deeply, innovating quickly, being radically honest, building trust at scale. The brands that succeed will be the ones that treat their communities as partners, not targets. Kosaksh did not chase trends, it created timeless solutions, and that will always win. Beauty brands of the future do not need noise, they need clarity, honesty, and a community that believes in them. Let Kosaksh be the blueprint, and let your community be your greatest strength. Kosaksh's journey proves that modern beauty success is built through community, transparency, and science-based product design. If you are a brand looking to grow, ask yourself, are you building for the algorithm or building for people? Are you speaking loudly or listening closely? If this case study inspired you, make sure to like the video, share it with fellow creators or founders, and subscribe for more deep dives into global beauty giants.